morning, True Blue Thai from Thailand. Hope you're doing well. It is Wankan. Yeah, Wankan. Yeah, Wankan here in Thailand. It's the 5th of February and it is open day at Manchester City with both the men and the women taking part. And there's both a game against Chorley at 7:45, I think. I haven't seen anything else other than the actual advertisement of it, but so if you're going down to the open day today, welcome, enjoy. I just saw the weather forecast in the UK yesterday. I saw the welcome to Manchester, Miss Beanie, for instance, yesterday. The Swiss striker with Swiss lady was with signs for the WSL, and the weather doesn't look good in the UK, because I can tell you right now what you need to do is we need to grab a load of Thai people, for instance, and then including my partner, and take them to England and dump them in England and say, well, if you're going to moan about the weather, then there you go. So, because quite honestly, I'm sick and tired of people, for instance. A foreigner, I was actually on a Sontel yesterday. I was on the way down to the beach. Sontel is like a BART bus, etc., for instance, where you pay 10 baht and it takes you around and sit on the back. And there was a Falang got on, etc., and he moaned about the weather, and I went, and I was like, he just looked at me and he moaned about because I didn't have a sun hat on or something like that, cap on, which I don't wear. And because and he said, oh, the sun on your head. I said, shut that flip up, honestly, I'd score. And then you look at pictures of Great Britain in August, Sing Ha Kum, August in England, and it's peeing down. And then you're coming to Thailand, and it's our rainy season, and it's another beautiful sunny day. And it's great to walk around in shorts and t-shirts every single day of the week, etc. No socks. I haven't worn long pants in years. I'm telling you right now. No more than 3 items of clothing in a day. So, for instance, if I'm wearing socks and whatever, other than that, I haven't done that for years now, and I love it. And one thing I'm not going to do is moan about the heat. And it's another 30-degree day, and you see I've got a bit of a tan or a bit of sun yesterday, for instance, even though I was under palm trees by the beach yesterday, for instance, and went into swimming yesterday, and didn't meet any jellyfish. Talked to the lifeguards about the jellyfish situation. He just said, don't worry, I've got some vinegar. I said, well, that's not going to help me. Anyway, but other than that, no. It was nice and relaxing when we finally got there. She was in a bit of a mood as per usual. And for instance, Anna complaining about, what women moan about. Do I look nice in my costume? Do I look a bit hot here? Don't worry about it. We know. Oh, honestly, for herbs, it was good, dear me. Honestly, whoever relationship, men and women should not be together, really shouldn't. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you. I'm not leave you. That's how I feel. No. And so let's talk about City, because there was a bit of news come out yesterday, good and bad. Stuart Pearce has been gabbing again, for instance, moaning again about for instance, opening his big fat gob, because what happens is I guess he's a former Man City manager. He gets a little bit of credence, but also, for instance, he creates a conversation which doesn't need to be had, but he'll create it, etc., because it's not hasn't been spoken of. And his yesterday was about Kyle Walker, and how the fact Man City were wrong to sell Kyle Walker, even though Kyle Walker requested to go. Mr. Chicken, shut up, Mr. Cockerel. And for instance, today he's been at Pep Guardiola, saying the fact that, for instance, Pep Guardiola looks like he's more leaving than he is staying. Honestly, what a stupid thing to say when people say things like that. He's more leaving. Of course he's going to leave one day. We're expected to leave that. He's not going to stay for another damn 10 years. It's a pointless a thing to say. Stuart Pearce said Pep Guardiola is going to be leaving more than he's going to stay. Well, any person with half a brain knows he's going to be leaving soon. For instance, but he signed another 2-year extension, because it's normally signs a 1-year extension, but he was sick and tired of people moaning about the fact that he only signs a 1 year and we're going to get this every time he comes round to his 1 year extension expiring. Is he going to sign a contract? Is he going to stay? Is he going to leave? Is he going to leave? Is he going to stay? And so he signs a 2 year, as if to say, shut the hell up, I'm staying for another 2 years. Anyway, guys, would you give it a break? Anyway, so the mere fact that, for instance, so he's staying for another he's staying for another 2 years. Will he stay out for his 2 years? Who knows? Some people say he might stay out for his 2 years. If Man City finishes with the treble next season, you never know. Fancy, he might just say call it quits. He doesn't want to. Wants to go out on a high, so that's that. For instance, he doesn't want to go anywhere else. He wants to take a really good time to look at his future and what he wants. Maybe he goes into international management, but he is, of course. So Stuart, just shut up, will you, mate? For instance, it's a conversation which doesn't need to be had because it's totally irrelevant. Just like Daniel Levy was to go talking to Gary Neville and the 115 and the one on Gary Neville's Overlay podcast. If we can't talk about the crappy United, let's slag off our rivals, Manchester City. Well, you're not in our rivals because you're in our division. That's about it. And unfortunately, you've got the name Manchester. But other than that, that's the only link you have with Manchester City. So, for instance, Gary Neville, Mr. Big Mouth, Mr. Failed as a manager in Spain. Failed. You and your brother, worst managers ever to have. Big mouth. Talking absolute crap. You got this stupid program, and you had Daniel Levy on talking about, it's ridiculous, this 115. I haven't seen it and I don't want to see it, but I bet Gary Neville brought that up and he said, it needs to be addressed, he needs to be sorted out. Of course it's got to be sorted out, but what the hell's it got to do you Levy? You got nothing to do apart from you're part of the red cartel who want the head of Man City because we spend money. We've got pride. We want to win something. We're part of a football group, etc., who wants to win things, etc. Where you guys are struck lucky. Winning this conference? Struck lucky for the fact that you had zero basically opposition to play in your goddamn competition, and the fact that you played another zero, which is United, in the final. So other than that, for instance, that was the only last thing you goddamn won was last season in this Conference League. You managed to flick through to, I don't know, you in the Champions? I don't think so, whatever, in the Champions League. But you don't damn deserve it, whatever. And the only thing you have is a fantastic stadium. But then again, it's not a football stadium. It's a football stadium plus an ice skating. It's an American football stadium. It's this. Because again, Daniel Levy, all you care about is making money. You care about and not spending it. So that's the reason why you have a crappy squad so often, and you're not going to win the Premier League. You're not even the chatter to win the Premier League, Daniel, because quite honestly, for instance, you put zero investment. And Thomas Frank, yes, it's an upgrade. You could say an upgrade, but I'm not so sure. I thought Brentford were just as good as Spurs last year. Well, you look at where they finished. And I can understand why he's gone there, Thomas Frank. But at the end of the day, for instance, I think you should have stayed because you're going to leave your head banging against a brick wall. And do you have decent, better players? Not so sure. So for instance, a lot of prediction people think maybe top 6, maybe top 7, couldn't do worse because quite honestly, you were at the bottom of the pile as far as the last three the teams who came up we've gone straight down. Weren't any better. Sure, a bit more gumption, a bit more about you. For instance, of wanting to stay in the Premier League when Brentford came up. For instance, Spurs on this. Hopefully, the ranks would have gone down, and quite rightly too. So, but to sit there and try and throw the onus on Manchester City in the 115 is just pathetic. And you're going to have the right. It's you and Gary Neville are going to write and grovel to Manchester City an apology list of saying what you've and the fact that Manchester City were wrongly accused, and you, for instance, you apologise for saying anything bad about our football club. Okay, so go and do one, Neville and Levy. They're part of the Red Cartel, the PSR guys, for instance, who want to keep the same old as was, for instance, in the 90s, etc. But life changes as well as football, and for instance, and I just hope the fact that this PSR thing goes south quickly. I think it will. I think it'll be the end of it. For instance, Stefan Burson said it will be the end of it very soon, and hopefully when Manchester City's latest what's it called, the verdict comes from the PSR, then hopefully it'll just disappear, and then allow Newcastle to join the rest of the rest of us at the top of the table and be able to spend a bit of money and not having to be held to ransom to it's Liverpool, and another team part of the Red Cartel. Anyway, guys, let's talk about something positive. Okay. So, on the WSL, we had a new in a contact extension yesterday, which was nice to see, with all the rain. Okay, so let me just grab the ladies. There we go. Big happy Laura Combs has signed a 1-year extension and to the remains out of club until 2026. So congratulations, Laura. Very happy you signed a 1-year extension. So wonderful. See a picture of Caroline there, for instance, with the trophy, the Brazilian trophy, looking smiling and happy in blue. For instance, I've beating Colombia 5-4 on penalties, a 4-4 draw. Hell of a game. But also a bit of good news yesterday. Rubin Dias, according to reports, that he's signed or about to sign for instance, an extension. Don't know what it's going to be, but I believe it's going to sign a couple of people saying a 2-year extension at Manchester City. Again, all these Man City fans who are flowing off the air, because they haven't heard anything. Now the players are back. Now the contact talks. Now all the ins and outs and the loans and whatever, all getting sorted out now. All you need to do, City fans, you tourists, to chill. Okay, so Rodri's getting an extension. Rubin Dias is going to get his extension, and then next on the list will be Rodri. Well, I believe that's already in talks anyway. I believe that's already been agreed or whatever. Don't know how long it's going to be for. It appears that he's going to be made the second best, highest paid player at City, behind Haaland, of course. Now we got Kevin De Bruyne, his wages off the list. Anyway, so but no worries. No, I don't think I didn't find that affect it at all. But so he looks sharp in training yesterday. He looked pretty good in Rodri yesterday, so it's brilliant. I'm very much looking forward to see him and Diaz and O'Reilly, for instance, signing their contracts very, very soon. So which is going to be absolutely superb. And again, it just makes Man City more secure with Sarah as well. So again, it's wonderful news and nothing more than surprise, which I didn't surprise. There was also a bit of chat about, I believe Phil Foden's on the list after that, so but we'll wait until Phil. There was a bit of a chat about, what should we talk about? Bernardo Silva. There was a chat, appears that a Saudi club is coming for him, or reports. Again, I can't see it going anywhere, so I don't know who the hell they are. JSCG reported on yesterday, and I saw on City Extra today we're talking about Bernardo Silva. It's got shown a lot of interest by this Saudi club. I believe that they want Bruno Fernandes, and now they want Bernardo Silva. Now, Bernardo Silva is the new captain. He's got his 1 year left in his contract. I expect he's going to stay at Manchester City. He's going to relish the fact that he's for instance, the captain. He's going to determine to stay at Manchester City regardless of what Saudi do or ask, because I think, for instance, I think he bleeds blue, and I think he wants to see City back to the top after last season. So, for instance, he's going to relish, so he's not going anywhere. I don't care what they offer him, he's not going anywhere. I think it was the same Saudi club what Ratface was offered, and he didn't go, so, and I don't think Bernardo's going either. So, and there's going to be a lot of crap. I'm going to talk about Bernardo, for instance, his always wanted to go back to Iberia, to which I expect he will do so. Portugal, for instance, and Benfica at the end of the season and the end of his contract, and he's going to go with my best wishes. But I have no doubt he's fully committed to Man City, and this is all crap. So, for instance, I'm sure it is. They will offer him, but you've got more chance of signing Ericsson than you have Bernardo Silva. So there you go. But no. The other thing was mentioned yesterday was, according to Sultan Arab Uratura of Riyadh newspaper's interview with Aranasa is making an effort to secure the winger Bernardo Silva. We do need to sell one player from our for instance, squad of the non-homegrowns was good, but I don't think it would Bernardo Silva without a shadow of a doubt. I really don't. There was a chat yesterday. There was who else? Echeverri, Claudio Echeverri, for instance, again, we still don't know where he's going or what's going on, but I'm damn certain he'll get sorted out very, very soon. But other than that, I'm going to leave it for today. Right, guys, so if you go into the City Extra, I hope the weather's better for you. So it's City Extra. If you get City Open Day, I hope it's going to be good. I know Dempsey's going. He's going up from London, so Francis is going at the day. I don't know if the Chorley game is going to be on afterwards, but whether it's going to be behind closed doors or whatever, who is going to be playing, I don't know. But again, it's all leads up to the weekend where we are playing our friendly, and then the week later, for instance, we'll start off the Premiership against Wolves. So, but it's so enjoy the day. Enjoy the open day. I hope the weather is better, and I hope you get something like what I've got here. But other than that, I'm going to love you and leave it. Cho True Blue Thai from Thailand. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.